Hello YouTube, this is AndrewTheRed. A new video for the fall of 2014. I thought I would do one before Christmas because I'd probably get in some more books then. Before I get into that though, I also wanted to comment on a video I recently did that actually did pretty well for views relative to the kind of views that I get on the BookTube community and its relationship with more minority groups of readers, such as nonfiction readers and classic readers, quite frankly. That video did very well, and I'm very happy with the comments and the attention it received, because I think nonfiction readers and classical readers, and I dare say more serious readers, there's a less attention to them spent in the BookTube community, because the majority of the BookTube community is interested in that. And as you could see in some of the comments and also some of the other videos that were made on this topic of what it is to be well read on BookTube, there is a fear of standards. There is a fear of being judged for what one does and reads, and of course that's been forever. People don't like being judged. This is why some people think that we need religion, because then there's some forever watchful eye on your behavior so that you act accordingly and act ethically. And without that watchful eye, then the human race wouldn't act accordingly. That's the religious ethical framework. And of course, I think that that kind of apprehension of being judged is also within readership. And I think a lot of people do see reading for entertainment, and I don't think that's horrible, and I do that myself as well, like reading Harry Potter books a while ago and other books for pleasure. At the same time, though, I think one should be conscious of one's use of time, and that one has a limited amount of time on this world, and that you should try to use your time wisely. And I think that there's a world of books that just so many people are either afraid of, or ignorant of, or they just hate the idea of reading for self-improvement. They don't like that, and they don't like others who do either. And they don't like to be moralized and judged for their reading habits. So I'm happy about that video, and I hope that that increases more dialogue on that topic in the BookTube community that I hope to be a part of. Anyway, so now for this video, there was a recent library sale, Central Library in my city, every October, and so I got quite a few here, probably 25. And so I've got a few in literature, a few in biography, a few in politics, and a really good secular Bible. If you're interested in that, then check that video out. I've got quite a few history, probably 10 or 15. And then I've got some miscellaneous with education, philosophy, economics in there. One economics book I'm reading right now, I'm almost finished on, is called Homer Economicus, on the Simpsons in economics. It's pretty interesting. So now I'll be getting into those videos. In terms of other things I'm reading right now, I am almost finished that one. I'm almost finished John Stuart Mill's, his autobiography, and I'm going to do a review on that because there's a few interesting points about that. I think there's a little bit more Hitchens to do, maybe one more video on Hitchens' Literacy and Contrary, and I'll finish the rest of that a video. More stuff I'm reading right now. I'm also nearly done Carl Sagan's Cosmos, and there's lots of great stuff on that. I actually wish I had read that before I had done the videos on pre-man and pre-civ. If you've been a long subscriber to my channel, you may recall that I was going to start reading history from the very beginning of time until the present day, and I did get up to Egypt, but then I stopped. That was probably about a year ago when I was doing that. But I did make videos up to Samaria, YouTube videos. Not very good quality, and some of the audio is not aligned with the video. So I may do it over again, but I did do those videos. I just didn't release them because I thought they were poor quality. Really, just the audio is all you get. But it would have been nice to do Carl Sagan's Cosmos within that too, so maybe that's another reason then why to redo them. and also maybe to buy a better camera because this webcam is crappy. It's kind of garbled the visual. It's not a nice clean picture. So I could insert Carl Sagan stuff because Cosmos, he talks about, it's basically a book on astronomy, but he goes from the beginning of time, and then he also talks about evolution. So there's some interesting things in there too to incorporate. I'm also reading a book on Genghis Khan, which I'm only about maybe 50 pages in, and I'm still on Mark Twain's Innocents Abroad. It's just a slow book to read, but it's a nice travel book, and there's only so far a couple things to mention if I were to ever do a review. I'm not sure. There'd have to be more to say on it. And the other thing I'm reading is Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics. I have the latest, the black and red one. I don't know if that's 3rd edition or something like that. So I'm reading that too. And there's a lot of good stuff on economics in there. If I were to review the book, there's no graphs and anything either. It's all text. If I were to review that one, it would basically be giving you an education in economics, a very basic one, which maybe I should do anyways. Another thing I just wanted to mention before I end this and then start with the books is that I've always been looking for other booktubers who have the same kind of interests as mine, and basically just means in terms of reviewing nonfiction. And I recently did find a person, and I wanted to mention him because I want also other people to find other booktubers that if you like my content, then you might like that other people's contents. Like, for example, I've mentioned in the past Mr. Cropper. I've mentioned him, I don't know, tons of times. Mr. Cropper has tons of videos on nonfiction book reviews and new books he gets, and more. He's got more books than me. He's probably got 3 times the amount of content on books that I have. So he's fantastic. But another person I just recently found, his YouTube channel is TET-SUB-057. It's TET-SUB-057. And he's got he's got a lot of videos on Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, like review of RPG game manuals that you would run a campaign with. There's tons and tons of different these RPG manuals that are out there, and this guy reviews them, and he also reads nonfiction. I guess he has a night shift job and he can read, so he reads all these different kinds of nonfiction books, and he's got a lot. I went through them all, but there's probably about 30 or 40 if you just go on his channel and search for book reviews. So that's great. So that's another channel that I can add. I guess I don't really have a list, but if I were to have a list, then that would be booktubers on YouTube that review nonfiction. He is ideologically opposite to me, but that doesn't matter. It's still great that he reads nonfiction and he reviews it. No classics, but that's fine, just nonfiction. I guess he used to be a really big fantasy fiction reader, but then he got out of that, and I guess he got rid of them. And he just reads nonfiction. So anyways, there's another channel you can check out. And now I will go on to my new books.
Hello YouTube, this is AndrewTheRed. It's not my camera, but it's a camera I borrowed that should be a hell of a lot better than the crappy webcam I'm using. I did record all the book videos for, as you saw in that previous video where it was kind of grainy, but for some reason the audio didn't record on all the other videos. Just that intro video had audio, but all the other ones didn't. So anyways, now I will actually do the videos for new books for the fall 2014.